What if the perfect image painted of William and Kate is nothing more than a well-orchestrated PR stunt? Today we're diving into the recent Balmoral stunt that has tongues wagging and eyebrows raising. It was an attempt, it seems, to portray William and Kate as a normal, everyday family. But has this move fallen flat on its face? The internet is buzzing, and the verdict isn't flattering. Social media platforms are teeming with discussions, memes, and even a few heated debates about the stunt. Users are calling out just how staged the whole show appears. The normal family illusion seems to have shattered, and the public isn't buying what's being sold. Adding fuel to the fire are old photos of William and Kate that have resurfaced. These images, attempting to capture the essence of a young, in-love couple, are being put under the microscope. Alongside these pictures, headlines from the Daily Mail are spinning a different yarn entirely. This is the same press, let's not forget, that once reported a story of William ending things with Kate in a 30-minute phone call. A press that told tales of how Kate won him back by donning a nurse's uniform. This is far from the fairy tale romance the palace has been trying to sell us. The plot thickens as the UK press, which initially criticised them harshly over these stories, suddenly wiped all traces of the shade. This abrupt about-face has left everyone scratching their heads and wondering, who made the call? Was this a desperate attempt at damage control from the palace? The glossy photo ops at Balmoral, the PR pushes, they're all part of a grand scheme to sell the image of a happy, relatable family. But when this image is juxtaposed with embarrassing headlines, it's no wonder that people are rolling their eyes. The normal family brand just doesn't match the reality the press keeps exposing. And the internet, as always, is not letting it slide. Let's not forget, this isn't the first time the press has told a different tale. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the role of the press in shaping the public perception of William and Kate. The press giveth and the press taketh away. A well-known adage, but never has it been more applicable than in the case of William and Kate's latest Balmoral escapade. The press plays an integral role in shaping public opinion, and in this case, it's clear they're not buying the so-called normal family image. This isn't a new phenomenon. The press has always had an uncanny knack for sniffing out stories that don't quite add up. Remember the fairy tale romance the palace wants us to believe? The press was there, reporting on the 30-minute phone call where William supposedly dumped Kate. They were there again when she allegedly won him back by dressing up in a nurse's uniform. These aren't exactly the chapters you'd find in your typical fairy tale romance. But the press doesn't just report on these inconsistencies, they amplify them, reflecting them back to the public in glaring headlines and biting commentary. Old photos of William and Kate trying to appear like the perfect young couple are juxtaposed with these embarrassing headlines, creating a stark contrast that's hard to ignore. However, it's not all black and white. The press has a role to play in perpetuating this image too. They're the ones who give us the glossy photo ops and the PR pushes that paint a picture of a happy, relatable family. But when that image is put side by side with the reality they themselves expose, it's no wonder people are rolling their eyes. And then there's the curious case of the disappearing shade. One moment the UK press is dragging William and Kate over the coals, and the next, all the shade is inexplicably deleted. It leaves everyone asking, who made the call? Was this damage control from the palace? Or was it the press themselves, choosing to change the narrative? Suddenly the shade was deleted. What's behind this about-face? The press has the power to shape public opinion, but they also have the power to change it, and in this case, it seems they've done just that. But we can't help but wonder, what's the real story? In the world of PR, damage control is the name of the game, and it seems that the palace may be playing this game too. The sudden flip in the press's narrative about William and Kate's Balmoral stunt has raised eyebrows. One moment the media was criticising the couple for their apparent attempt to portray an idealised image of family life. The next, the negative press vanished like a puff of smoke. It's as if someone waved a magic wand and poof, the criticisms were gone. This abrupt change in the press's tone has left many wondering if the palace had a hand in it. Could it be that someone from the royal household stepped in to do a little damage control? It's a possibility that can't be ignored. After all, maintaining a pristine public image is of utmost importance in the realm of royalty. This alleged intervention by the palace, if true, only adds fuel to the fire of suspicion surrounding the Balmoral stunt. It reinforces the notion that the image of William and Kate as a normal family is a carefully crafted illusion, one that is being meticulously maintained, even if it means altering the narrative in the press. But let's remember, it is not the act of damage control that is questionable. It is the need for it. If the Balmoral stunt was genuine, why would there be a need to control the damage? Why would there be any damage at all? These questions lead us to a simple conclusion. The public isn't easily fooled. They can see through the veneer of staged photo ops and PR pushes. They can sense when something doesn't add up, and when they do, they are not afraid to voice their concerns and demand transparency. So, no matter how much the palace tries to manage the narrative, the truth has a way of making itself known. And perhaps it's time for William and Kate to realise this, because at the end of the day, the truth always has a way of coming out. What happens when the brand doesn't match the reality? That's the question we're faced with as we delve deeper into the apparent chasm between the carefully curated, normal family image of William and Kate and the stark reality of the press's revelations. The public has been served a glossy picture of domestic bliss from Balmoral, a picture that's meticulously crafted to show a happy, relatable family. But what happens when you juxtapose this image with the less than flattering headlines that have been making the rounds? You see, the normal family brand is a carefully constructed facade, a facade that's meant to convince us that William and Kate are just like us, that they too face the same trials and tribulations as any other family. But the more you dig, the more you realise that this image is far removed from the reality. The press has been relentless in its coverage. Stories of William dumping Kate in a 30-minute phone call, of Kate winning him back by dressing up in a nurse's uniform, have been circulating. These are not the tales of a fairy tale romance that the palace would have us believe. Instead, these are the stories that reveal the cracks in the facade. And the public isn't buying the charade. Social media is abuzz with skepticism and disillusionment. People are calling out the staged family outings, the contrived photo ops. They're questioning the authenticity of the normal family narrative. The public's reaction is a clear indication that they're not willing to accept the image being sold to them without questioning its authenticity. They're demanding transparency, authenticity, and above all, reality. The stark contrast between the normal family image and the reality of the press's revelations has left many rolling their eyes. The brand doesn't match the reality, and the public isn't afraid to call it out. And the internet is not letting it slide. What does the future hold for William and Kate's perfect image? As we've seen, the couple's attempts to portray themselves as a normal family have been met with skepticism and cynicism. The Balmoral stunt, the resurfacing of old photos and headlines, and the mysterious disappearance of press criticism have all raised eyebrows, leading to a wave of online backlash. Let's summarise. The Balmoral stunt was a clear attempt to project an image of relatability and normalcy. However, the public's reaction suggests a growing weariness with such orchestrated displays. The resurfacing of old photos and controversial headlines further undermines this image, reminding us that the couple's story is not quite the fairy tale romance the palace wants us to believe. The sudden disappearance of press criticism is perhaps the most intriguing part of this saga. It hints at potential damage control from the palace, raising questions about the extent of their influence over UK media. So, what are the implications of these revelations? Well, they could significantly impact William and Kate's public image. If the public's trust in the authenticity of their image continues to erode, it could lead to a decline in their popularity. The royal couple may find themselves needing to adopt a more genuine approach to their public persona, one that acknowledges their flaws and complexities rather than trying to hide them behind a veneer of perfection. But only time will tell what the future holds. As more information comes to light, we may see further shifts in public perception. We might even see a change in the way the palace handles its PR strategies. One thing's for sure, the internet will be watching closely, ready to dissect every photo, every headline, every move. Stay tuned for more breaking news, and remember, things aren't always as they seem.